Welcome to the start of a new anime review series. Excuse me. This is an Archdemon's Dilemma: How to Love Your Elf Bride. Anime review episode number 1. We're here reviewing the first 2 episodes of the series. Quite interesting one, this one. I didn't hear much of the series. People even talk about this one. Not necessarily, no. I've heard not much discussion about this one per se. I mainly found this out because there was a clip posted on Crunchyroll. Now, the main character himself is a sorcerer who goes by the name of Zagon. That's his name. He is voiced by Karen Fullerton. There's also Nafi, she's the elf in the story, voiced by Abigail Bothie. Not familiar with this person. Yes, there are light novels and manga for this one. Now, the light novels were released back in 2017. The anime came out just this year. It is done by Brains Base. Now, have I seen these shows? I'm looking right now. Look at the shows right now of anything I may have seen for this one. No, this is the first one. But here's the production and planning was done by TMS Entertainment. You think, wait, that name sounds familiar. Aren't they the ones responsible for Case Closed and Lupin the Third? Yep. So, in the course of these first 2 episodes, we start off with this. Now, there's a flash forward, I'll get back to that. So, we're introduced to basically this woman who's basically a knight in the series. Named named Castell Lavagant. Yes, the whole thing with this one, with her when she's first introduced, she's this woman being accosted by this knight who's turned bad, and then she just slaps him for trying to attack her, and his face comes up. Yeah, he's one of the group of people who knows the faceless ones, who are responsible for a group of kidnapping young girls to use for spell sacrifices. Yes, and apparently all sorcerers in this series, anybody who uses magic, is deemed to be evil. And she's part of this group known as the Angelic Knights. And apparently it's shown in the next episode that all her brethren were killed by these faceless ones, but she's able to rescue all the girls. But of course, suspected. Of course, he saves her. And of course, she was actually going to be raped by this guy. Yeah, well, actually, no, she was going to have her skin removed. Not raped. Despite the fact it looked like she was going to be raped, given the fact that he took a knife and sliced up her clothing. So, Zai comes right behind the guy, crushes his head with one hand. She gets scared, so he just knocks her out, rewinds time, fixes her clothing. Like, oh, she's basically cross. Interesting. And goes back to his castle. Runs into a guy named Borges. Yes, that's seriously the guy's name. Borges. Barbados, who's like this neighboring sorcerer. So basically in this episode you have Zygon, Nephila, Justilogan, Barbas, Cremus, who is basically a sorcerer, who is a lion sorcerer. Grimory, who is who basically is seen as a woman. And Vafador. So, basically takes into an auction house because there's this our famous Archdemon. Apparently, this Archdemons are like these, like 12 very powerful sorcerers. He had basically obtained this rank, and he was the longest serving one. He just died, so he apparently had no. There's no mention if he had descendants. They just auctioned everything off. So like, oh yeah, here's this sell all this stuff, and then of course they come across this very prized possession, like the star attraction for this auction, a elf girl who's basically a slave. He basically captured her at some point, and now she'll auction off. So Zaga sees her and immediately just like who he's like, and of course basically the auctioneer is like, can I have a bid? 1 million for her. Everyone's like, what? You want to pay $1 million for her? And apparently bankrupted him. So he takes back the castle. So he's got the collar around her neck. He wants to basically find a way to remove it to the next episode. He arrives at his castle. She kneels before him and sits on his giant throne. Now, she thinks basically he wants to kill her. He's like, no. You want to torture me? No. Yeah, apparently he's got torture devices like an iron lung, a stretcher, and like a spike thing, like off to the side. He's like, those aren't mine. Those apparently came with the castle when I bought it from the previous owner. Okay. Yeah, so he takes up the castle. Yeah, it takes top of the castle. Yeah, takes on top of the castle. Or like Height, of course, she thinks that he wants to hang her. He's like, nope, not doing that. We're not hanging him. We're not hanging you. And of course, there's a guillotine in there. It's like, oh, you wanted to chop my head off? No, he just blows him away. He's like, oh, just. And then basically, apparently, she slept in his throne room overnight. And I'm like, does he not have a bed of his own? So the very next day, he decides to do some shopping for her, but he has no money. So they try to get a lift, but require money. And then bandits show up, try to rob them. And he kills the sorcerer who basically works them. And he basically beats up the other people there. He doesn't want to kill them per se because it's really to kill them. So as a thank you for saving his life, the very same driver who he turned down because he paid money for, well, get a lift, they offer him a free ride, and they pay him to be a bodyguard. Take him to town. So then we're basically doing some shopping here. First, we need some brand new clothing. Something out of the white clothing. Here we're introduced to Malonia. Yes, a tailor. A harpy tailor. Yep. So, well, basically a boutique. It's what's kind of referred as. She is voiced by Brittany Lauderdale, who I've kind of heard of her. Yes. The stuff I've heard her in. Apparently the first series was Queen Blade. I heard this is a really bad anime. Let's see. There's Lisa from Death Martial Rhapsody. She's Cowgirl from Goblin Slayer. I have watched Nichijou, but there's also my wife's conference, but I haven't watched stuff for this one yet. Super X Heroes, Fairy Tail, One Piece, JoJo Bizarre. She's the voice of Foo Fighters. Girlfriend, she's the voice of Saki. Great character. Farm Life in the World is Rosalind, and that's it. That's all I've heard of it. Yep, this is a fairly new one for her. Yeah, so it's like, oh, you're pretty. So he gets basically this BDSM gear. Doesn't work, so it puts her in a nice, very nice, comfortable outfit that you put her in. Yeah, so they basically gives her the signature attire she basically see in the covers with this blue maid outfit with these very nice looking boots. Yeah. So then, of course, he goes to another shop to presumably get the collar off, but he doesn't have anything to take it off with. So he tries to pay. Apparently, he saved his life before him and his daughter from bandits. He does remember it, but gives him basic advice for free, and he walks off. And he figures out, okay, so he also cooked their breakfast earlier, but it didn't exactly just beef jerky. So he figured though, been shopping all day. I'm not gonna force her. He's like, I'm not gonna force you to make any food for me. I'm just gonna buy you dinner. Which apparently this is like overwhelming for her. She's because well, of course she's a slave. She never apparently suffered this before. So he feeds her, and of course she feeds him, and well, that's kind of the episode. But two really good episodes. I thoroughly enjoy this, and I have roughly 4 more to go that haven't released dubbed, and that's it. Am I gonna add this review schedule? I probably will, but given the fact I have 10 freaking anime basically to worry about, so I'm gonna pretty much wrap this video up here. Now I probably have time later on after my stream tonight to work on Blue Exorcist. I really want to work on that. I really want Comic Corner, but I got a stream to do in a couple minutes, so what do you think? Why did you do it now? Because, well, I was busy doing other stuff, so I was distracted. So, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. But see you later. Bye.